Today on Rappler, Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales says she will obey the Senate if ordered to testify in the impeachment court. Lead counsel Serafin Cuevas says Chief Justice Renato Corona will drag President Aquino into the fray when he takes the witness stand. And TV5 suspends the Tulfo brothers from their TV show for unethical behavior for all of 2 days. Hello, I'm Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. We promise uncompromised journalism that hopefully inspires smart conversations and ignites a thirst for change. Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales says, quote, "If I'm subpoenaed by the Senate, I will obey." That was her response when asked whether she will testify at the impeachment trial of Chief Justice Renato Corona on his alleged $10 million. On Tuesday, defense lawyers asked the impeachment court to subpoena Carpio Morales and 5 other people in exchange for Corona's testimony. On April 20th, the ombudsman sent a letter to Corona ordering him to explain within 72 hours his alleged $10 million accounts, which are, quote, grossly disproportionate to his income. Carpio Morales is a former Supreme Court justice. She's a relative of Supreme Court Associate Justice Antonio Carpio, whom Corona has identified as his rival in the High Tribunal. Lead counsel Serafin Cuevas says when the Chief Justice takes the witness stand, he will drag President Aquino into the fray. Cuevas adds the defense will cite each instance when the President tried to remove Corona from the Supreme Court.
I-present ko pa siya to show na right from the very beginning, talagang ayaw sa kanya. Hindi lang sa gumawa siya ng hindi mabuti. Wala pa siyang ginagawang mabuti, wala pang ginagawang masama. Sabi, alisin na siya. Isa-isahin namin yan. I-present ko pa siya to.
It's no secret President Benigno Aquino III disapproves of Corona, a midnight appointee of former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Corona is accused of protecting Mrs. Arroyo. Corona dismisses the report on his alleged foreign currency deposits as, quote, phony. He also says the ombudsman has no jurisdiction over him. Aquino is the first president in Philippine history who did not take his oath before a chief justice. Instead, the president chose to take his oath before another Supreme Court justice then, Conchita Carpio Morales, who is now ombudsman. During his inauguration, he did not acknowledge Corona's presence. Well, TV5 suspends the 3 Tulfo brothers, Erwin, Ben, and Rafi, until Friday, May 11th for 2 days after the 3 committed, quote, ethical violations by threatening celebrity couple Raymart Santiago and Claudine Barreto on air. The confirmation comes from their eldest brother Ramon Tulfo, who fought with the celebrity couple over the weekend. Tulfo will temporarily replace his brothers in their program on TV5. In an official statement, TV5 says, while we understand the emotions at play during the broadcast, News 5 does not and will never condone such behavior. The Movie and Television Review and Classification Board, MTRCB, is also investigating the incident. Tulfo tells Rappler in an interview he exercised restraint, saying, quote, if I went for my gun, this interview would be in jail. I'm glad I didn't get my gun.
Kung hindi, kung wala akong galing sa pulis, dapat hindi naman sila galang, airport police. Eh, di tumakbo ako dun sa recover ko yung baril ko. Kung may hindi ibigay sa akin, meron akong driver na may baril. Pwede kong kunin yun. At bumalik na ako, nag-press back na ako. Pero hindi ko ginawa yun. Hilo-hilo na ako. Ang unang kung ano yun, kunin ko itong baril ko. Sabi ko,
a dawn fire in a department store in Butuan City kills 17 sleeping employees. According to the Butuan City Fire Department, 21 employees were trapped in the fire. 3 of them survived by jumping from the second-story window. 11 bodies have been recovered. 1 employee is still missing. Businessman Manny Pangilinan says his group is eyeing energy blocks in the Philippines that are not in disputed areas. Philex Petroleum, the oil and gas unit of Philex Mining, submitted a bid for 15 energy blocks potential oil and gas deposits that the government auctions. Pangilinan says the Sulu Sea is located in an area that is, quote, not a subject of a territorial dispute. Currently, Philex Petroleum has a stake in Recto Bank, site of the country's largest discovered natural gas deposits, but is an area subject of an ongoing geopolitical dispute between the Philippines and China. Pangilinan flew to Beijing last week to discuss jointly exploring Recto Bank with China National Offshore Oil Corporation, CNOOC, one of China's 3 state-owned oil firms. Well, let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today. A list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. We highly recommend number 2, Underwear Bomber, a CIA double agent. It's the tale of a man who infiltrates Al-Qaeda, volunteers for a suicide mission using the latest undetectable underwear bombs, and turns over the bomb to CIA and Saudi intelligence. For our number 6, we have Twitter challenges subpoena for user data. Twitter refuses a court order to turn over data on its users who were involved in Occupy Wall Street. The American Civil Liberties Union applauds Twitter, calling the case a major test of online freedom of speech. Aung San Suu Kyi makes it again to our top 10 at number 7. The pro-democracy icon gets her first passport in 24 years to prepare for trips to Norway and Britain. The last time she had a passport was in 1988. Suu Kyi has not been able to leave the country since then, missing the ceremony for her 1991 Nobel Peace Prize and a chance to visit her British husband before he died of cancer in 1999. And in number 9, the state of Nevada approves a license for America's first self-driving car. Google has been working with Toyota to modify a version of its Toyota Prius. The driverless car uses cameras mounted on its roof, radar sensors, and a laser rangefinder to navigate its way through traffic. Google says their test car has covered 140,000 miles with no accidents. I wonder how a driverless car will do in Manila's streets. Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s unblemished record may not show it, but a Rappler sports analyst says his last fight with Miguel Cotto proves he's no longer as formidable as he once was. Rappler's Carlos Cinco says Cotto was aggressive and never stopped coming at the American boxer. He believes a number of rounds went to Cotto, which has never happened in Mayweather's career. Unfortunately, the Puerto Rican's energy faded in the late rounds. Mayweather made adjustments beginning in the 9th round and found a way to land his left uppercut. His change in tactic eventually led to his victory. Cinco says if Cotto had sustained his energy, the fight may have ended differently. It's the 4th day of Palarong Pambansa. Natasha Gutierrez is live from Pangasinan. Natasha, what was today like?
Day 4 was historic, Maria, with new records smashed. We have 2 new records for archery, 1 new record for swimming, and another for athletics. As for team sports, several players have shown, and scouts and coaches from prestigious colleges have taken notice.
Aiko Sweet Urlas is a volleyball standout. At 5'8", she is the first ever volleyball recruit from Region 1. In June, she moves to Manila to play for National University.
Masaya po dahil mapapanood na po ako sa TV.
And you discovered Urlas in the Palaro Games in 2009. She's one of the lucky few with a full scholarship to play for a UAAP school. Coaches and scouts from NCAA and UAAP teams come here to find players to add to their roster. Once they find a potential athlete, they contact the coach, who then puts them in touch with the player's parents, and negotiations start from there. Coach Noel Orculio with the De La Salle University volleyball team is looking for talent. He says he wants tall players because he says skills can be learned.
Ito kasi yung cream of the crop na mga players sa siyempre buong Pilipinas. So we have to look here.
Because the scouts are here to recruit, many of these players will see each other next season, this time playing for colleges. 17-year-old Giselle Tan from Western Visayas will meet Urlas on the court again because Tan will play for Ateneo. She was recruited in last year's Palaro Games.
gusto ng Ateneo, recruit ako para maging setter sa Ateneo. And I said yes because I really wanted to study in Ateneo. That's my dream school.
Palarong Pambansa's lessons go beyond the games, proving hard work and dedication can make dreams come true.
Athletes are stepping up their game here since most sports begin their quarterfinals tomorrow. Things are only getting heated here, Maria.
Natasha, it's interesting to watch it. You're halfway through. Anything make this year different?
Yes, well, one thing we did notice is that it seems that there are more records broken in a shorter amount of time. For instance, there was a new record today for the 800-meter elementary girls, and last year there were no new records for the elementary girls at all. As for swimming, last year there were about 5 records broken, and this year we're only halfway there, and we've already had 3 records broken so far. So that's definitely something exciting for coaches and athletes that are here.
Thank you. Natasha Gutierrez, live from Pangasinan. Well, let's take a look at Natasha's piece and the reaction to it on Rappler's mood meter. 80% happy, 20% inspired. Well, that's Rappler's Newscast for today, Wednesday, May 9th, 2012. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.